What's up, Internet Coach Dennis here. Welcome to week 5 of the Coaching Cotter series, where I coach my good friend Cotter on how to grow his arms, grow his legs, and get fit and nasty shredded all by the end of the year. If you are suffering from shoulder pain, you're going to want to stick around for this entire video. Everybody's asking, where is Cotter? Are you Cotter? No, Cotter is currently in Delaware. I'll maybe share a picture or a video of him later. Not everybody wants to be on video, guys, so I'm the demo guy. But Cotter and I, we're basically doing the same workout plan, more or less, to get strong, jacked, and shredded. Cotter's been suffering from some shoulder pain. I've had a lifelong battle with shoulder pain. And interestingly, I even had somebody recently reach out from YouTube and Instagram from old videos from years ago where I talked about shoulder pain, asking for help with their shoulder pain. So today we're going to talk about shoulder pain, but first we got to squat. Well, technically I did the shoulder routine that I'm going to showcase here in a second. Technically I did that first, and I recommend you all implement a shoulder prehab routine before all of your workouts. We're going to talk about that today. But I had to rope you in with some squats. So today we built to a heavy set of 3 rather. I think I hit 255, and then I did a drop set of 20 here at 185. It was gnarly. Let's watch that, and then we'll get into the shoulder routine. So the key that we're going to talk about with shoulder health is we're going to focus on the scapula and getting the scapula movement. So all the different planes of motion the scapula can move through, and movements you can use to improve that ability and to get the most function out of your shoulder. Okay, so I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to tell you how to repair a muscle or ligament, but I can tell you how to get optimal function out of the shoulder. So the first function we're going to focus on is protraction and retraction of the shoulder blade. So basically getting that shoulder blade moving down forward on the rib cage and up back. So we're going to start with those scapular push-ups. Then we're going to move into abduction and adduction. So basically squeezing the shoulder blades together and then letting them go far apart. We're going to take that up to the rings. Abduction, adduction, protraction, retraction are very similar. Both those things are happening here, but really focus on squeezing those shoulder blades together, letting them come apart. Get that activation going. After that, we're going to look at how the shoulders move up and down, so elevation and depression. You can feel this with a PVC pipe overhead. You could graduate that to a barbell even. And that's pushing up, but it's also important to be able to pull down to depress those shoulder blades. So I like to hang on a bar. Hanging is going to amplify that elevation, and then through resistance, we're going to work on that depression. You can mix up the grips and ultimately be able to do these hanging from a bar. So we call those scap shrugs from a bar. Next up, we're going to look at upward rotation. So anytime we're kind of going overhead, that scapula is going to rotate and move up. Right now I'm working in a pain-free range of motion, but ultimately you could take those almost all the way overhead. And so if right now lateral raises hurt, you could start with a band like this, sort of go overhead, almost even like a jumping jack motion. Find that pain-free range, but work on that full range of motion in the shoulders going overhead. Okay, now the rotator cuff is obviously connected to the shoulder blade, and it's responsible for stabilizing that scapula, have it move in tandem with the shoulder as you do pressing and pulling movements. It's also responsible for internally and externally rotating the humerus. So that's what we're going to do here on the floor. I've got my elbow. It's not quite a shoulder height, it's below shoulder height. And I'm just using some light resistance and exploring that internal, external rotation. You could progress this like a strength exercise, eventually be able to do this with heavier weight. But I would say start low, explore that pain-free. That very back, that's external rotation there, that's kind of painful. I tested that one. It hurt, so I'm working in a pain-free range of motion here. Every movement you see me do today, I want you to do, start with 20 reps each and do it on each side. Okay, this will be about a 10 to 15 minute routine that you should do every day. I don't care if it's leg day. Today was squat day. I did this anyway. If you've got shoulder pain and you want to fix it, you need to be diligent. That is number one, consistency. When I'm consistent, it's magic. The shoulder pain goes away. When I stop, which I've done many times, that shoulder pain creeps back. Okay, and so we need to really treat this like functional. We need to improve the function of the shoulder if we want that pain to go away. So just doing the movements and noticing that you feel better, because like right here, magic, it's magic. I feel better, and there is a little bit of magic there, but I haven't put in enough reps to truly fix that. So here's a couple more options for external rotation and retraction of the shoulder blades. This one I love here. This is a little more upward rotation. Also hits the traps a little bit. Call this a trap 3 raise. Love this. You could do this on a 45-degree machine too, so your hips are kind of on the pad. You can do this with dumbbells to add some resistance. It's a great exercise. It's helped me a ton. Obviously, you can do more shoulder blade retraction here, so basically like some reverse flies. Love this. Now we're going to get into the mobility a little bit. So working on this internal rotation of the shoulder and just really taking it to the end ranges. Then we can use the PVC pipe to also do this, so we can kind of pull up on the PVC pipe to focus on that bottom arm there, getting that really deep internal rotation. Then you could pull down and get that overhead external rotation. Just work through back and forth through those really end ranges of motion, but only do this when it's pain-free. A little bit of pain, 3 out of 10 is fine, but don't be pushing through 9 out of 10 pain. People with really great shoulder mobility would just be able to grab their hands behind their back. I clearly can't do that, right? I'm lacking mobility. So it's no wonder that there's some pain there, right? We need to create space in the shoulder so that that impingement goes away, so the pain goes away. And then here's a last little bonus routine you can do. I absolutely love this. I call them swimmers. I don't know what they're called, but I mean, it's really now hitting that full range. We're getting that rotation of the shoulder. We're getting the retraction of the shoulder, a little elevation, depression. Everything's kind of happening here, and it's all active. And you can just sort of move through, starting down at the hips, and you can just find those sticky spots and work on that range. I like these little taps here because it's like almost like reps at every different angle, every different range, getting the scapula to do everything it's meant to do. This may be painful at first, but boy, if you can get strong here, you're going to feel great. All right, guys, give this a like, follow, and subscribe. Peace.